There is a photograph of Marina Bay Sands that gets shared constantly. 3 towers, each leaning slightly outward, connected at the top by a single deck the length of 3.5 football fields, hanging 200 meters in the air over nothing. The first time most people see it, the reaction is the same. How is that staying up? That question has a long answer, and every part of that answer has a price tag. The Marina Bay Sands sits on the waterfront in Singapore, on land that did not naturally exist. Significant portion of the site is reclaimed land, ground constructed by dumping sand into the sea over years until it built up enough to stand on its own. Reclaimed land is not the same as natural ground. It has no bedrock near the surface. Building anything heavy on it requires driving foundation piles deep until they hit something solid enough to hold the load. For Marina Bay Sands, then there are the towers themselves. Marina Bay Sands is 3 towers, each 55 stories tall, and none of them are straight. Each tower leans outward at a slight angle, away from the center of the complex. At that height, even a small angle means the top of each tower is displaced significantly from where a vertical tower would end. The towers are not identical. They have different footprint and structural profile to fit the overall geometry of the design. Building a tower that leans with enough precision that something else can connect to it at the top and that the connection lands exactly where it needs to requires a level of calculation and construction control that adds cost to every single floor. The towers are not the main event. The Sky Park is a cantilevered platform sitting across all 3 towers at the top. 340 meters long, 38 meters wide, extending 66 meters beyond the edge of the northernmost tower with nothing underneath it. A cantilever works by anchoring one end heavily enough that the other can extend into an open space without falling. The longer the extension, the more force acts on the anchor trying to pull everything down. At 66 meters, the force involved are enormous. The Sky Park weighs approximately 7,000 tons. That is heavier than the Eiffel Tower, and it sits on the top of the 3 towers that are leaning away from each other. The structure holding it together is a series of massive steel trusses built into the deck itself, essentially a hidden bridge running the full length of the Sky Park, distributing the load and stopping the platform from tearing itself apart under its own weight. These trusses had to be specifically designed for this structure. Nothing like it had been built before. The construction sequence created its own problem. You cannot build a 340 meters platform in the air the way you build a floor inside a building. The section had to be fabricated underground, lifted by cranes at extreme height, and connected piece by piece while suspended. Each connection point had to be precise. The Sky Park sits on the tower leaning in slightly different direction, which means the connection geometry is not simple. The joints where the platform meet each other require custom engineering around the specific angles of this particular structure. The construction also had to happen while the tower below were still being finished. Work was running simultaneously at multiple levels, which means careful coordination to stop one phase from interfering with or damaging other. Speed made everything more expensive. Singapore awarded the Marina Bay Sands integrated resort license with a completion deadline attached. A late opening meant lost casino revenue. For a property this size, that meant losing millions of dollars per day. That pressure compressed the construction timeline, more workers on site simultaneously, more night shift, more parallel work stream, less room to wait when something needs to be re-engineered. For a structurally unprecedented building, all of that comes at a steep cost. Marina Bay Sands broke ground in 2007 and opened its first tower in 2010. For a project this scale and complexity, that is a fast build. The speed came at a direct financial cost. The structure is only part of the cost. Marina Bay Sands contains a casino, a convention center, a hotel with nearly 2,600 rooms, a museum, a theater, and an infinity pool on the Sky Park, which holds about 1.5 million liters of water 200 meters in the air. The fit out for a casino alone, the surveillance system, security infrastructure, gaming floor compliance with Singapore's regulatory requirement is a significant budget by itself. Singapore regulatory environment for casinos is among the most demanding in the world. For every one of those components is a large project on its own. Combined inside a structurally complex building on difficult ground with a compressed timeline, they push the total in every direction. The final number was approximately 8 billion US dollar at the time of completion. That made it one of the most expensive standalone buildings ever constructed.